Rainsville is a great place full of great people. We all have the same goals: to live freely, raise our families, have productive, happy lives, to worship our Lord, to see future generations have a better way of life. You know, Rainsville people aren't afraid of hard times. They're not afraid of challenging times. In fact, the very bedrock of this community was built by people that were Depression-era tough. And Rainsville's full of compassionate people. We're willing to roll up our sleeves and help our fellow man. With all that said, we must also recognize that we are all different. We may have different ideas about how to achieve some of the same goals. I have been committed to serving you, the citizens of Rainsville. But seldom can long-lasting positive change be achieved easily. I see the problems of our city government just as you, the public, see the problems with our city government. And that is, our city council and the mayor's office just don't always agree. Now, I take my position as your servant very seriously. And your city government has accomplished many good things. And I see things on the horizon in a year, 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, 10 years that are big things for Rainsville, good things, positive things that will be a benefit to us all. One key component of a quality-run city is an excellent city clerk. We were blessed for years to have Judy Lewis at the helm of City Hall. And now we have a vacancy. I do think that it's something that's rather important and something that should be talked about. Not put on the back burner. Not put off to talk about tomorrow. I reported to you all last week Debbie Lanier, who has been working by Judy's side for years, withdrew her name for consideration for city clerk because of her feelings about how things have gone. To me, that's a black eye on the mayor and on the council, both. I am willing to accept my portion of the responsibility for our collective failure to have not worked out this no city clerk situation before now. Some feel it is not that important and that we shouldn't worry or talk about it. Obviously, I disagree. The city clerk's office is so important, and who fills that role for our city is truly much ado about everything. That's why I'm asking everyone here and every Rainsville citizen to join me in supporting Debbie Lanier as our next city clerk. You probably saw the petition out front. And I hope you will consider signing it. The petition calls for the stoppage of this job posting process for this job. It calls for myself and the council to recognize that we have a more than qualified candidate for city clerk in Debbie Lanier. And to pass a resolution declaring Debbie Lanier our acting city clerk for the interim and until her permanent appointment can be made in August. and I think her pay should reflect the added duties. I believe I can speak for the majority of the people of Rainsville when I say Debbie Lanier clearly should be our next city clerk. Debbie Lanier deserves to be our next city clerk. And if the will of the people prevails, Debbie Lanier will be our next city clerk. Other issues within our city government have been an area of controversy as well. Some have their opinions. Some within the city government have their opinions and their agendas that I just haven't agreed with. We have seen the city lose a good city attorney, good police officers, retirement of quality employees, and still others who feel their job is not appreciated by being micromanaged. An example, 2014. Myself, City Hall staff, department heads were punished for running your city government more efficiently in 2013. There was a spending resolution passed. You probably have a copy. You got it at the door. That limited spending to $750 per item without a vote of the whole council. A resolution, let me remind you, a resolution that supersedes the annually passed budget. Basically, once the budget is set and passed, it is not looked at again. Sadly. $750. Folks, $750 will not buy garbage truck tires. Last week we had our closing management meeting following the end of the fiscal year audit. The city finished fiscal year 2014 with a $4,500 deficit. To put that into perspective, 2012 showed a $95,000 deficit. 13 rebounded tremendously and revealed a $296,000 budget surplus. The difference, 13 and 14, was the management of the budget. In 13, the budget was administered through my office, the city clerk's office, the city treasurer's office, and through the department heads of the city departments. Folks, we have hired department heads, city hall officials to administer the budget and the daily business for the city. They have a job to do, and they understand their job. I worry that some members of the council do not understand their job. Their job should be listening to citizens' needs, concerns, listening to these department heads, these city hall officials, and finding common ground between the two. Their job should be getting feedback on how things are and what we need to be doing to improve our city government for everyone. Not micromanaging every move. Frankly, it's unproductive and it's a pure embarrassment to the citizens of Rainsville. We need a city council and a mayor that are willing to work together for the betterment of the city, the people that live in the city. We need to put aside petty political games that are about jockeying for control, put aside political posturing that makes one look good and the other look bad, and we need to come together to work and administer a budget that prioritizes core government responsibilities. We need a budget that is both efficient and responsive to the expectations of the citizens that we serve. I will continue to call on the City Council to rescind this $750 spending limit resolution so that my office, City Hall staff, department heads can get back to a reasonable, practical form of management, of working within a budget that the council appropriates, a budget that the people approve of, and that is within our means. Fighting for the people of Rainsville, managing their city government affairs in a transparent, efficient manner has and will continue to be a top priority of mine and a city government that I'm involved with. I took an oath to faithfully serve you as your mayor, and I remain as steadfast and resolute in that duty tonight as I was 29 months ago in this very room. We have so much to be proud of, so much worth fighting for. And if we chose to quit fighting each other, the possibilities on the horizon for our town grow exponentially. I'm tired of fighting with members of the City Council. I'm tired of fighting with some of the city employees. It's time we join hands and start fighting for the citizens of Rainsville. You know, it pains me to have to tell you some of these things, but it's a fair assessment. Rainsville is so special to me. The people here are truly salt of the earth kind of folks. But when we as a community come together, great things happen. That's not me talking. That's our history speaking for itself. When the Civic Center opened in 1981, our mayor at the time, Larry Bolden, made some remarks to a newspaper reporter that was covering the grand opening. And he said, and I quote, that a more appropriate name for the Civic Center would be a house that the people of Rainsville built. He went on to remark that we, as in this community, have a group of people who can't be told they can't do something. Don't you love that attitude? That's what makes Rainsville and our people so special. In the coming weeks and months, I encourage you to get involved in our community. Our city needs your input now more than ever. Whether it's attending a city council meeting, whether it's joining a city board, attending community events, shopping local, supporting our local businesses, or maybe even you're contemplating a run for city council. Those things matter, and Rainsville will be better for it. Together, we will make sure Rainsville continues to be an outstanding community to live, work, and raise a family. And my prayer tonight is that the good Lord continues to bless our great little city beyond measure. Thank you.